When the big one hits, there will be no time to prepare.
Oftentimes, seconds, minutes count. If we don't have a bridge to be able to get necessary resources across, this could literally mean people's lives.
But this resilient community is sounding the alarm.
I tell folks you're either going to be at home or at work or somewhere in between when an earthquake in the greater Portland metropolitan area hits.
For an earthquake-ready Burnside Bridge.
You want to get back to your family, where you live, your loved ones, or maybe it's a family friend you need to check on.
This is a crucial moment and a monument. The Burnside Bridge, I believe, should be the first one that's earthquake safe, and it is the central corridor to downtown Portland.
The reality is there will be no immediately usable bridges in downtown Portland after a major earthquake, and the big one could come at any time. Now think about that. Your family could be on the east side of the bridge, you're across town and downtown for work, and then all of a sudden, there's no bridges to use.
We should never be afraid to be ready, but I think it's just a constant state of having our ducks together, so to speak, and being prepared.
Multnomah County is leading an effort to be ready. The critical task, replace the bridge to withstand a Cascadia subduction zone earthquake.
Having a bridge to get our equipment, our firefighters, ambulances, police officers across from the west side to the east side is critically important. Oftentimes when it comes to funding projects, resilience isn't the first thing that comes to people's minds. There's all kinds of very important projects that are going on in the city. But we as first responders definitely think differently, and we think about what would be the impacts of a major disaster like an earthquake.
Critical for all first responders, including Portland Fire and Rescue Station 1, which sits right near the bridge, the department says equipped with the only earthquake equipment in the Portland region, the Urban Search and Rescue Unit.
We have plasma cutters and torches here to be able to cut through large material. You have lots and lots of saws here. So you have concrete cutting saws, you have things to break the concrete.
The project will provide a seismically resilient crossing and a critical lifeline route for emergency response. It will provide multiple modes of transportation long-term and be a crucial link in recovery for the region. This is about saving lives and preserving community connection.
Well, I think everybody understands that the Burnside Bridge is one of the most important bridges in the downtown area. It might be the most important when you think about connecting, especially downtown to the Inner East Side.
Without the bridge, it'll create two different cities, and that's not what we're about here. We're about a unity of both sides of the river, all of the towns around us. This is where we belong. This is where we've been for 48 years, and we bridge the communities, the art communities, the different communities around Portland, marginalized artists and entrepreneurs. We have to have a bridge. This is where we have always been.
I actually use the Burnside Bridge every day, considering also that other bridges are not seismically stable. Upgrading the Burnside Bridge to be one would just be very helpful for Portland as a whole. It is kind of like the centerpiece of Portland.
If you build a bridge that has all of the infrastructure that makes it feel like it's safe, like it's accessible, like you can get across it easily, then the people will show up and use it. And that's really important when we think about not just traffic safety, but also the future of our planet, climate change, emissions.
It's a project centered on community strength in the wake of a major disaster, and also building a resilient workforce.
We have a diminishing workforce within construction that tends to be a little bit of an older age group and a not so representative demographic group amongst communities of color, including women. And so we see this as an opportunity to create that pipeline on a major project that will last over 4 years.
It'll be something that contractors like. It's a big project, it's long lasting. Apprentices will be able to start the project, graduate as a journeyman, That's important.
This project is very important because one of our big goals and missions is around economic justice and economic prosperity. And we happen to live in a city and state that needs a lot more high-paying jobs, a lot more small business capacity building opportunities.
With an urgency and unity, this community is calling for action.
Keep pressure on the elected officials to fund these things, because this is the critical piece. That is important.
The Street Trust supports this project because not only is it securing our future in the face of one unprecedented challenge that we've never encountered before, but it's also ensuring that that future can be better than our present as we face the challenges of access, traffic safety, accessibility, and climate change.
PBDG supports this project for the local jobs it will provide in the region.
As a citizen of Portland, I support this project as a critical connection from the east to the west side in central Portland.
The Oregon chapter of the National Association of Minority Contractors are honored to support this project because we see it as part of our motto of building bridges and breaking barriers by creating more economic opportunities for small businesses of color to not only thrive and build their business, but to also supply a diverse workforce that is very much needed income-wise in our city and our state.
It's going to connect families back together, and it's going to keep this community whole and when we have that really, really bad day.
Portland Fire and Rescue supports this project because it means saving lives.
Just have your whole town and city ripped apart by something that can be remediated. I mean, that's the thing. It is fixable, it's doable, but we have to get it done.